Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the shop. This is Mark in Northeast Indiana. Tonight is the next video in the series that I've entitled Pedal Powered Stone Grinding Wheel Restoration. And my goal tonight is really just to get this stone disassembled and off of this chassis. Depending on how that goes, depends on whether or not I continue into the chassis tonight. Pretty warm night here for February, the first week or so in February. Got up to about 60 degrees during the day. I came into the shop as a little bit cool. I turned the heater on just for a few minutes and then decided to get into this project. So going to bring you along as we try to disassemble the stone from the chassis. I did oil this up in the last video. These bolts that are holding this contraption together, they're up on top, and I'm going to be applying some heat, no doubt. We'll try to see if we can get this off of here and check that out. I know the stone does have a crack in it, but I'll check it out and see if there's any other damage. So let's get busy. This assembly is actually pretty simple. It's got a shaft that goes all the way through the stone. Has kind of a plate on this side secured by this bolt, and the nut on this side that screws onto this area of the shaft. I'm not sure if this is permanently attached to the shaft yet or not, but there's no bolt on this side, on this flat. And then I've got the bolts over here, and basically that's it. And then these just are unscrewing from the wood. Should be fairly easy, knock on wood, to get out. So I just picked up this little antique wrench. It's a railroad wrench. Has New York CRR on it. NYCRR. So New York City Railroad. Kind of a neat wrench made here in the USA. They're pretty good at fastening onto these square-headed bolts. See if we can get this to bust. Oh, look at that. Started to come loose right away. I might have to switch to a different wrench since I might not be able to get this in there. This may be too big. Let's move that wheel around. And I really didn't check my camera to make sure I was getting this in the shot. Probably should have done that. Well, this went a lot better than what I thought. The bolt here and the bolts securing the wire, I don't know what you would call these. I'm gonna have to look them up, but these pieces here on the end were fairly loose. Really did not take much effort at all. You can see there's a lot of gunk in there. Same on this side. And you can see where they kind of drilled out a spot for that bolt to rest in to keep it from the shaft from spinning. So I'm going to take a look at this section here, see what I need to do to maybe pop that off. I may go ahead and remove these brackets first and just rest this stone down on the chassis. I'll take a look and we'll get back to it. I decided I'm going to remove the housing that contains this bearing. These are slotted screws, so I'm using a pick from Harbor Freight just to clean out these slots in the screw so that I can get a better grip on them. They do not look, the heads of the screws do not look damaged or worn excessively. Oh boy, probably shouldn't have said that. Nah, that one's okay. This one's a little bit crooked. So maybe I built this thing. Let's see if we can get these to break loose. I'm gonna have to get a smaller screwdriver than that. Be right back. I wanted to use a larger screwdriver so that I could really get in there. That slot on that front screw is kind of pinched in. This one isn't much better. I wonder if they did that intentionally. Well, let's try this one over here. Sorry about that, camera. Boy, I guess I'm going to have to get a smaller. See if we can use this one here. I don't think I'm going to have enough torque with this one. No, it's turning. There we go. So there's the screw. 3 more to go on this side. Just needed to clean this last one out. That slot on several of these screw heads, that slot is, or I should say was, kind of indented. Try to see what I can get. I can't really get a light on that, so go this way. Get this cleaned out a little bit. Tell you what's bad, working on this stuff with bifocals. I can't really get my head in the right spot. Well, leave it to the last screw to hold me up here. Let me take a look at it. Okay, got that last screw out of here. All the screws are out. You're going to see this at the same time I do. I'm going to pull this up just to break it free from the chassis. The camera may move around a little bit. Oh, look at there. There we go. The first time, and who knows how many decades, this has been taken apart. So I'm going to take these bearings off and then we'll address the shaft. Pretty cool. I think this will just slide off. I may have to clean some of that grime off of there. Probably should have done that before. It's closer. I don't think there's any key in it. Ooh, almost took that one to the face. Oh, don't break it now, Mark. Let's see if we can get that moving. It's the first use of oil tonight. It's kind of amazing, if you ask me. Really, you can see all the grime there. I was really expecting this to fight me a whole lot more. And that's just gonna slide off of there as well, I think. There we go. All right, 2 down. No more to go. The shaft has been sliding, which leads me to think I could pop it straight out the bottom. In order, man, there's a bunch of little spiders on here. Jeez, what did I wake up? I woke up the beast. Something you might not have known about me is that I'm an arachnophobe. Do not like spiders. And living in Southeast Asia, well, that's gonna slide right out. That was always a joy. Now let's see here. Oh, there we go. That's very encouraging. Okay, well, we got the shaft out. Now I think is what's going to be probably die, critter, just die. Let's get a wrench on this. This shaft, threaded, goes right into this other side. And I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. So I should just be able to loosen that up and take it apart. We'll be down to the stone. Let me go find a wrench. Grabbed one of my new acquisition. I got 4 of these wrenches. That little one that I used earlier, 2 in between. This big old hoss hopefully can break this loose. Now, all I've done is oiled it just a very little bit last night, what I could get in there and reach. So I am not sure this is gonna break loose. I may want to get some heat on it. Holy crap. Oh, pardon me. Put some oil on there. Yeah, I'm gonna put some heat to this, I think. Only thing is, I'm not 100% sure if that would affect the stone. I do have a crack right here in this stone that angles sharply away to the other side. We'll start by putting a little bit of heat on there. I heard some popping. I'm not really 100% sure what I was hearing. And this does not make itself. Let's see if I can take a couple pops with a hammer, maybe. Light taps. Oh, we got some movement. I think it broke it loose. There we go. Now I just got to remind myself. Remember, I just put that under heat. That's probably still warm. And this other piece will probably. Okay, no, it didn't. A little bit warm. Now, let me bring you in closer. So I'm guessing what they did here is when they were milling this stone down, they obviously put a hole in it. And then it looks like some sort of concrete here. And maybe concrete's not the right term, I don't know. But you can see it built up on the edges here. I am not going to pound that through and break that up. Number one, I don't know what they did, what that is. Probably just a cement mixture of some sort. But there really is no need for me to take it any farther than this. I mean, that other plate like this on this other side doesn't really need to come off. I would have liked it to drop that in like some Evaporust or something, but I'm not trying to do like a 100% restoration type project here. I want to get this, taken apart, turned around, get back, put in action. So I think we're broke down about as far as we can go tonight. So we're disassembled down to as far as we can go as concerning the stone. A couple things that I just wanted to show you. This was the head of that screw. It was in kind of jabberwocky. So bringing it out, I think they must have at the end might have just even hit it with a hammer just to drive it in. I have some forged slotted screws that I'll replace that one with. I'm gonna disassemble the rest of this, take these little set bolts out. The bearings I want to clean up. They're really in good shape, and I think with some cleaning I might even get away with reusing them. The grinding wheel was spinning very easily when it was all together, so probably drop most of this into Evaporust. I'll spray some cleaner in these, see what I can get there. It's riveted. I'm not sure if you know what these are. Again, I am not a professional anything when it comes to mechanical things, so this, I'm assuming, I'm just going to get out. I'll just be transparent. I don't know what I'm talking about, so, but I'm going to ask questions so I can learn. Would this be considered the bearing race, this entire fixture? It houses the bearing, so I'm guessing that might be what it's called. Maybe this inside part's the race. I don't know. But anyways, I want to say I've seen these on modern equipment or the equivalent thereof. They might be enclosed. If you know what they are, what they're called, if I'm using the right terminology, let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to break these down, put this all into a little bit of Evaporust overnight, clean these up. I don't know if I want to put them in Evaporust. Probably not going to hurt anything. But I'd like to get them cleaned out a little bit before I do that. And then tomorrow, maybe, or who knows. It's been a few days since I started this whole video series. So the next video, we will focus on the chassis. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. Well, that pretty much wraps up taking the stone off of what I'm calling the chassis. Just makes it easier for me. Don't know if that's the right term or not. If you know and you'd like to share, drop it in the comments below. These cross members to which the stone was affixed, like I was thinking before, are in very good shape. So I'm going to be reusing these. We'll talk about more of that going forward. Very simple design. I don't think it's going to be very difficult to replace a couple pieces of wood, maybe age them up a little bit, make them look very similar to what's on here. And then we should be able to address some issues with the stone. And really, that's it. It's not like a small engine or anything like that. Very simple mechanical device. But I want to say I appreciate you coming along. Appreciate you making it all the way to the end. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe. Share it with your friends if you'd like. I'd appreciate that. Get out to your own shop. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to fail, because more often than not, you're going to succeed. This is Mark from Northeast Indiana. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.